What is up? This is gonna be the final recording until I mean, maybe not the final because there might be something that goes wrong and then I have to reopen this and do it all again for whatever dumb reason to fix whatever possibly can go wrong. So I'm gonna go ahead and show the process of printing out the mask from, yeah, 3D shortcut. So the horny mask right here. Hopefully the file's saved and there's no issues, right? Because that would suck. Okay. First things first, I can't forget to get the mounting stuff on. I guess I really don't need that. I don't really use it anyways. Alright. So right here in the centers of these. Let's make this go away. Let's click on this. Edit. This is edit mode. What am I in? I'm in layout. Why isn't this? Oh shit. That's more than just that. Okay. Why is that line selected? I didn't do that. Okay. First off, 3D print, check. 4 non-flat faces. Faces, triangulate. Check again. Thin faces. Okay. I might run into a issue, but I think I'm just gonna wing it. I would prefer to have a center point. These horns look really cool, by the way, in this mode. Alright, it kind of, you know what? In a weird way, it kind of looks like legs. You know, these are the thighs and those are the toes. Looks like a more, carrying on. Let's look at points. I want a center point of this. What is... You know what might actually be easier? Maybe. Turn this off, turn the mask back on, flip over to editing the mask. Holy shit. Did I say easier? I mean, I guess I could just fucking slap it in there. I want the center point of this. I want it. I gotta find... I know how to get a center when I don't know the center. It's a little complicated. Let's see if I can do it, actually. Actually, yeah. From here to here, make a line, subdivide it. There's that. And then we'll do from here to here, make a line, subdivide it. Alright, now I guess the problem with this is I don't have. Okay, I know what I can do. Delete. All right. No. Extrude. It's not the same. I don't think I have a tool to do what I was about to do. I could do it in real life, but so essentially, if you take two sections, so like the distance between here and here, and then you get the half of that. All right. If I was to draw a straight line through this half, it would pierce right through the center of the circle. So if I do the same thing over here, and then this plus this goes through the center of the circle. But you need a straight line perpendicular. I mean, I could. Oh, pff, the fuck. I was wondering why that looked so acute. I guess this could work. There's my 90-degree angle. Alright. $103. Alright. Does that, I wonder if that technique works on ovals. Be a bad time to start asking questions. It works on a circle, but does it work on an oval? Because does that really look like the center? I mean, the science, the math still adds up. Because no matter what 2 points you choose, it always points to the center. It's telling me like that one's the center point. But my gut's telling me that's like the center. Oh, I know another method I could do. Let's get rid of these lines. Alright. Gotta love it. I say that's like the center point. Alright, so if that's the center point, I could just measure. You know, that's 19. That's like 20. Hold up. X. Oh yeah, they're all tilted and shit. That's 24. So this point is actually wherever 22. It is close. So that's 24. That's 21. It's 22. So it's like maybe that. $25. Hold on, it had a lock. 22. Maybe that's the center. 24. 23. 24. 24.3. 24.3. Alright. But is it the center this way? There's a lock. 18.5. Let's say 18.5. This is more like 20. I think that's good enough, actually. Alright. There's my focus point. How am I going to remember that? Alright. It looks like I clicked out of it, but in reality, if I hit this again, you can still see me clicked on it. Oh wait, hold up. Cursor to selected. There we go. That's marked. I'm gonna need that point. I'm gonna need that point. Alright. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a cylinder. So what I need to do is I need to make a screw. Alright. Where's my caliper? Oh, there's my caliper. Question is, what screw am I gonna put into it? I think I got. Yeah, I got some. I'll use these. One's longer than the other. Fuck it. Oh. I'll just use the short one because I have more of those. I know I do. Alright, so the length of this thing is... It's going to be... 47 millimeters, so I'll just make this 50 millimeters tall. Alright. the width of this is 3 millimeters. So it's 3 millimeters wide. Alright. So 3 millimeters by 3 millimeters. There's my screw hole at least. I accidentally hit that. Alright. So, selected to cursor. Okay. Is this 50 millimeters tall, or is it? Yeah, no. That's correct. Alright, so -20 is the angle. I guess it's the y angle. -100. 100. -20. Oh, 0. What's the angle of this? I thought it was the same angle as the horns, which is -20, 100. I'm gonna play around with it. A lot of times you can just see it. Like once you get it near it, you can be like, I'm gonna go with local actually. Hold on. Okay, doesn't change that. Yep, that did a whole hell of a lot. It does look like Z is 100. Alright, so that gets it in line. It does look that like this is -20. And then this might tilt forward and back. Okay, so this was freestyled, that's why. So I guess I'm gonna look. Alright, so let's spawn the mask back in. We'll do a 40-degree multiply degree. Alright, so what I'm gonna attempt to do, I need to grab that screw back. I'm gonna make a screw head. Should be pretty easy actually. A hole for the screw head to actually go into. So the screw head is about 3 millimeters. 3 millimeters would work. And it's about 6 millimeters wide. We'll do 7, so it has some space. Alright, so how would I do that? Make these disappear, go into edit mode. That is sculpt mode, not my type of edit mode. Alright, we're going to subdivide this, which will look at that. We got a bunch of points right here in the middle. We're going to move locally down. So we know that the whole thing, that was half of it, so the whole thing is -25. I want 3 millimeters, so 25 minus 3 is 22. So we'll do -21. Alright. And then... Why would you do that? Oh, well. And then this needs to be 6 millimeters. Hold on. Okay, yeah. This needs to be 6 millimeters. So we're going to scale this up. It'll be times 2. And that should give me the look of a screw. Look at that, 6 millimeters. Oh, I said 7. Well, if it's 7, we're going to go backwards in time. Because 6 is the exact number, but you want some space, especially with... how did I used to do this? So if I want to know what... If 6 is 200%, it's like a ratio. Hold on. My brain, I'm having a brain fart. 6 to 3 is... what to 7? Is that correct? Oh yeah, it's very easy. So x times 3 equals 6. So what times 3 equals 6? And that's the answer's 2. So, you scale it up by 2 and you get 6 out of it. So what times 3 equals 7? So you just divide by 3. So 7 divided by 3. Sorry, had a brain fart. So 2.3333, repeating, of course. So if I put in 2.33, 2.33, I should get almost 7 because it's repeating. Close enough. 6.9. Let's do this. Alright, so we're going to scale it up again, except I'm going to step it up. Instead of 2.3, I'm going to put 2.34. Think that would work? Maybe just 2.4. I was thinking 2.4. Because like I said, you kind of want some space. I don't know why I'm going so precise with this. Yeah, who cares about 2.2 millimeter? I'm getting too technical with this. Carry on. Alright. Back into object mode. Oh, well, I do need to see through everything. Back in the horns. Back in the mask. Is this the right mask? That's the wrong horn, is what it is. Okay. So in a situation like this, you can clearly see that when I get this edge all the way to there, in a situation like this, all I'm going to do, put it a little bit more in, look through everything, hit edit mode, click on the face, extrude the face straight out, as far as I want. Alright. So because what this hole is all about is like it's deleting. Okay, so that screw is going to go all the way up to there. That's good. That's really good because that means I'm going to have an actual support all the way to there. Okay. I like this. Modify. We're going to mirror it over the x-axis of this. And that should give me it on the other side. Let me double check it. Um, which one is this? Moving this is kind of dumb sometimes. I like that better. I know I just kind of freestyled it, but I like it better. Alright, so now I'm gonna hit apply. Hold up. Hold up. Which one is this? I'm not gonna worry about that one. Okay. So, now I'm gonna hit apply on the mirror. Now we know that we got 2 screw holes going into the horns. Nice, eh? Nice. Alright. So essentially what you gotta do now is take a boolean, the difference, the difference of these cylinders. Alright, and then we make the cylinders disappear so that we can see the results, and that looks about right, which is just a literal screw hole going into the it. Yeah, that should be fine. Let's make the mask come back. Yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be fine. I'm sure. What could possibly go wrong in that? It's not like it's gonna break all the way through and the horn's gonna get ripped off because there's not enough. I'm gonna weld it too. Yeah. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. So what I was looking at was the fact that this screw is actually really close to that, but I also gotta remember there's gonna be a whole bunch of plastic right here and a whole bunch of plastic right here, and it's really gonna hold it down. And then I'm gonna weld these edges. Oop, wrong thing. All right. So yeah, this goes all the way through. Yeah. So I think the actual measurement was 47. I made this 50, so well, I have space to play. Hit apply on this one. Now we move on to the mask. The mask needs a boolean, the difference of the cylinders. Hold up. It's got to think a lot on this one because the mask is so dense. Did I hit the right cylinder? Did I hit the right mask? Exit. I'm on horn still. So that's why you didn't see anything happen. Boolean cylinder. Now it's thinking. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so one of the best things you can do is in a situation like this, check the freaking hit apply, go into edit mode and check the boolean. Make sure that it didn't do anything wonky. Anything crazy. Alright. So there's that. Let's hit check. Scanning fucking how many faces? 500,000 faces being scanned right now. I may have just crashed my computer. Nice. I think it'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Just give it a second. I might actually go get a drink while I try not to stress the fact I just scanned 5,000 faces. Or 500,000 faces. Okay. Non-manifold edges. Why are there non-manifold edges? This is bad. Where did those come in? I think if you hit period, you go straight to the selected. I mean, it says there's faces selected. I don't see faces selected. It says there's 25 of them. Uh, yeah, I don't see. I think it'll be fine. Intersecting faces. That probably happened over here. No, maybe not. Oh, I don't even see those. There's just so many faces. On the ears, maybe? The cheekbones? Like right up in here? No? Maybe in here? Zero faces. Okay, so sometimes, I'll put it this way. It says it's there, but I don't see it. I don't have any idea what they're talking about. So, in that scenario, most likely, it's all good. It's all good. Everything's good. I'm sure we're fine. Alright. Out of edit mode. Okay. Got my two holes. Got my two horns. With my two holes. Now, what you gotta do, click on this. File. Export. Hold on, let's save first. Save. Now file, export, and STL. Alright. Just gonna open this up. I never made a folder for this. Do I really want to call it? Horned Kitsuna. Alright, and then you're going to click selected only. You're going to keep the scale at 1.0 because the scale is directly referenced to this stuff over here that I have already set up to millimeters. It's in millimeters. The scale should match this. Well, it doesn't match this. The scale, when I export it, it will be exported in millimeters at a 1.0 ratio, is what I assume that is. Apply modifiers. I don't have any modifiers on this. You can save a lot of time and a lot of stress by not applying modifiers, but you also can't edit something if the modifiers are not on it. So I tend to always apply modifiers unless for other reasons. Like I think there was one of the masks that I had a bunch of pieces to it that I only applied the modifiers at the end. So select it only, and I'm going to select just the Kitsune mask. Technically, I could select both of them, but I'm printing them in two separate pieces, hopefully. Maybe I'm going to need to divide these horns in half. Now that I think about it. Watch this. Because I'm probably going to need to lay them down in the print bed. So I should be able to select this whole side and hit P and hit selection, and then yeah, it divides them into come out of this, and then I have this side, and we'll call this right horn. Right horn referred to it as if you're wearing it. Left horn if you're looking at it. So we'll say right eye horn, right side horn. So yeah, this is right horn. So if you are the mask, if you are wearing the mask, this is the right horn, and then this is the left horn. Because technically, so the technically if you look at it, it's the left horn. Like that's clearly the left horn. But I named it the right horn because it actually goes on the right side of the mask, because this is the right side of the mask, because you wear the mask like this. I don't know why I'm wasting time explaining that, but it is what it is. Alright, so now we're going to export the next one, XSTL, and then we're going to put in right horn, and then we're going to select the right horn and select it only. It was red for a second because it was still named this, but as soon as I named it, I clicked off of it, and then we'll be fine. Select the left horn, export STL, name it the left horn, and then, so there's the right horn, the horned kitsune, and then now, if I minimize this, there they are. There's the three horns. I am going to, I got it up here, I'm going to open Cura, which is what came with my printer, but you can use anything else. TPU or PLA, I'm going to select the PLA one. I made separate profiles. The profile thing wasn't working the way I wanted it to work, and so all the settings are saved in this project file is what you're looking at. It's taking a minute to open. I wonder if it had an update or something. Open as a project, open. So this should be my basic PLA stats. The shell is 3 walls. The infill is 5% gyroed. And then let me show. So open a file. I'm going to click 3D. I'm going to scroll down to my horned kitsune. This is the full mask. So this is a 9-inch print bed. It failed? Hold on, it failed? I've never had it fail before. What happened? Did I do it too fast? Is it too big? I wonder if it's too big. Let's get the horn in. All right, so there's about the size of the horn. Um, let's get the other horn in. So that's the left horn. That's the right horn. So this is the front of my print bed. So I'm gonna keep the right horn on the left side, and the left horn on the right side. A little complicated, but essentially it's the side the mask is on. I'm gonna probably forget by the time this is done, which is gonna be funny because I'm gonna have to figure it out. All right, so I'm just kind of orientating these so that I don't waste a lot of plastic. I might be able to. This happens when you're outside of your boundaries. You need to get it back into it. I'm thinking. So I was thinking about laying these down like this. I'm thinking about the way that. Well, it's gonna be painted, so I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. I might rotate them slightly. So the blue. All right, so I have it automatically snapping to the print bed. That means the lowest point on it, it goes straight to the bottom. I might be able to lay these a little bit flatter. Oh wait, hold on. Watch this. Flatten. Lay flat. Ooh. What did you do? Control Z. Wait, Control Z again. Okay. Yeah, don't do that. Alright. So if you see, if I pick it up, it just drops it straight back down. That means it is flush with the print bed. Um, so what I'm going to do is hit preference, and I turn this on and off all the time. Automatically drop models to the build plate. Turn it on and off all the time, because in reality you kind of want like 2 millimeters, and you can see next to my mouse where I'm dragging up, you can see the distance I'm dragging up. So I want about 2 millimeters off of the print bed, and something like this, because what this is going to do, actually hold on, let me hit Control Z, I'll show you the difference. So I'm going to slice this. Slice it up. A preview. About 2 hours. It says about 2 hours 30 minutes. Normally it takes a little bit longer. Okay, you can see here. This is the point that's actually touching the print bed. You can see that this isn't touching the print bed at all. I need to hit supports. Supports is off currently. I can tell because there is no supports. And turn this on. Let's see what it auto generates. We'll slice it up again. It's going to increase the time probably to 3 hours and 30 minutes. 4 hours now. Okay, now you can see the supports. So this one has supports built all the way around it. This one over here, it has a little bit of supports, and then about where it was at, it don't have much supports. So if I was to take this, come down, you could really see the insides of the horn. All right. You see right here what's going on. So this right here is the bottom of the horn. And as you go up, I could go up by and the up key. As it goes up, it builds the horn. The horn kind of sits in that cradle. So why would I bring it up in by 2 millimeters? Okay. So if you come over here to this other one, you see these supports? When it comes to removing these supports, see how you see this right here? This isn't the horn. This is pretty much like the support laying bed. This is the horn. And it'll make that and it'll build up into it. So this is part of the supports. And it kind of lays over top of these lines. When it comes to actually removing this and when it comes to detail, this actually looks just better. And I just learned that just from doing it over and over again, like wondering why my shit looked like crap. And so I stopped putting the horn or something like this all the way up against the print bed. Instead, I let the supports build first. This doesn't happen until after because I want to say it has something to do with there's maybe it's just my computer or my it might just be my thing because I mean I print things on top of the raft all the time. Oh yeah, I have a raft on. That's just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. I'd rather add extra plastic than have to reprint this 4 times. So, raft OP, raft is for me. Um, you can see that screw hole being made. We'll go before I forget. Go back to prep. Move this up 2 millimeters, and then slice it again. And then you really do want to spend some time inside of here, looking at this, making sure that everything is gonna go together well. Like right now, I can see that I probably can scoot these two things a little bit closer. Slice it again, and now things are a little bit tighter together. Make sure it doesn't hit it. Like this back side is good. Probably saved like a little bit of time, but as one whole piece, the raft will definitely work better. So you don't really want them too separate. And you're also reducing the amount of time your nozzle has to travel. A lot of benefits come from stuff like that. And this looks good. 3 walls should be enough. Okay. So I'm going to save the file onto my computer. This is just my preference. Left, we'll say right, and left horn. All right. I always save it to my computer first, and then I go ahead, pull my drive out. Which one's my controller? Remove the controller. Oops. And then I put in my pretty much SD card that I use to transfer over to my computer. All right. So I don't. So here is my removable drive, and then here is, so you look for the G code, right and left horn, and I drag and I drop this in. So what this does is it copies from my computer to the removable hard drive, which means what was on here is now in here. The reason I do it like that is so that you can't re-look at this file once you remove it and it's on the print bed. So say it was currently printing, and there was something I noticed wrong with what it was printing. Oh yeah, and then I double click on the file that is on the removable drive, so that I can look into it. Currently, I'm looking into the file. It's loading the file, and this, you see, it's a bluish color. This is the G code file. This is what it's going to send to the printer. This is what the printer is going to read. And notice it's exactly the same as the yellow, but it's G code. Um, so that looked good. I always check it because I did have a few times where this file was not correct. It for some reason loaded only half of it, or did something corrupted, just something corrupted in it, and then it doesn't do anything. Uh, but while this is on the printer, I can always refer back to this to see what it is printing, in case something was, mistaken, something was added, maybe I named it wrong and I clicked on the wrong thing. Whatever it is, you can always refer back to it on your main computer, because I don't hook my printer up to my computer. I was told it takes longer that way. Files load slower. It's faster when you put in at least with my printer, when you put in a hard drive, so I can see the exact same thing I was just looking at. Alright, so pull up Cura. Alright, so this is good. I don't need to save the project. I never save the project. I only save the G codes and the STLs. The project is the Blender stuff. Alright, so now remove my hard drive and put it into my printer, and then we hit print. I will send my friend a picture of it printing. That ends this session. Oh, hold up. Let me figure out what happened to this. Was it just clicking on the wrong one? Is this not it? Oh, I didn't mention that. Oh, I set up a lot of settings inside of Cura that, of course, I didn't go over. Yeah, failed to load. I've never had that issue happen. Let's redo this. Did I just reopen something I already had open? Alright, so this is my repeat file. This is the okay. Final mask. Export. Something I did want to look at. I just forgot. Look at the file size. There's no way that this mask is only 1 kilobyte. No freaking way. With 500,000 faces, not in its life. To be honest, it's gonna be freaking huge. Maybe not as big as the Blender file, but big. Blender worries me sometimes. Alright, file, export STL. I'll scroll down to the horned kitsune STL. Select it only. Export. That looks better. Because look, left horn, right horn. It's not as big as I thought it was. I thought it was going to be closer to this. Alright, let's try this again. Horned kitsune mask. We're gonna print the horns first, what is it, 4 hours, so at 10 o'clock I'll be able to put the mask on and sleep through the day, and I have to work tomorrow. There it is. There's the mask. That's about 9 inches. Okay, so for the mask, probably tilt it backwards a little bit, bring it up. Alright, if you remember, I took automatically drop, I'll put that right back on, take it, drop it. Alright. So, scoot it forward a little bit. So something, when it comes to this, something you really need to look at, you see this red. This red is all the overhanging faces that it might have trouble building because of it. You know, there's some red up in here, but it's not as bad. Notice though, the display piece of it, this side has no red. And this is what I normally aim for. I can support, and in fact it probably will do it. If I hit this, generate supports, and I hit this, it's going to generate supports for all of these red faces. And what you're going to see me do is not generate the supports. Because one, it's a waste of plastic. Two, it's on the inside of the mask, so really no one's going to see it. And three, even if it does get too bad, I can always use like a welder and weld the plastic in and fix it up. So it takes 20 hours to print this. First off, I'll show you what it did. Yes, it did this. This is what it did. Am I going to print it like that? Hell no. First off, these back here aren't even going to support itself. By the time it gets all the way up here, these are going to break. These are going to break. These will last. Let's get down here to this. Look, this will break, that will break. This will probably be fine. That will break, that will break. This will be fine. Alright, so what do I do instead? So uncheck that first off. Go back to prepare. Do the same thing that I would do. Move the mask up 2 millimeters. Alright. That gets this off of the build plate. Alright. Now that I'm not generating support, I have there's a custom support. You can I forget how to activate it, but I think it's somewhere in the settings, or you can activate this or add. It's like an add-on. And then all I'm going to do is, this is just a cube that's size 10 by 10, and then you select the object you want to put supports on, which you can see I have the mask selected, and I guess I kind of just wing it really. So when you click on the mask, it generates that support, and then you just keep generating supports. I'm going to go back to this one. I kind of want to overlapping each other, and what that's doing is, when you get around to sorry, got distracted there for a second. When you get around to slicing it, it just pretty much makes them all one single thing. and I want them to be all one single thing. So I'll probably go to like right about here, which is like directly underneath the center of the eye. And then same thing for here, directly under the center of the eye. And then all I'm going to do, it looks like a smiley face, is just generate supports all the way up to that. And then over here. Alright, and that's it. I'm not going to worry about this plastic. So it'll droop down, but it'll still be fine. And then this plastic will droop down as well, but it'll still be fine. The major thing is this angle that I have the mask sitting at is good enough for my printer to print it. In fact, my printer can print some of the red still. Like if this was all red, it probably still could print that. But the overhang is enough that when it slowly builds here, let me show you. It doesn't build too many layers. So it can do something like this. So it does one or two layers slowly. Really, this is just so it doesn't fall down. 10 hours. So I halved the time of this. Alright, so as you see this climb up, you'll see that it only builds one layer out. And then and I'll show you the difference when it gets to one of the sections that, so it's only ever building one layer extra, and that's pretty much more than enough that the printer needs to weld it to the next one. This is going to be a problem. Ooh, I could adjust that. Alright, but let's get back up here. So the issue here is it starts building this before it has anything to support to. I'll get to that in a second. I know what I can do. And then, so the section that's red is this section. So what you're going to see is it extends further and further out. It's jumping like a whole millimeter. Like that. So that's where this is where the drooping will start happening. It's not going to be so bad here. But when it gets to this section, the drooping will start happening. But because of the other layers coming in behind it, it's gonna be still solid and it'll be fine. I could actually increase the layers. You'll see the same thing up here. It's probably worse at the crown of the head. Alright, so that's not so bad. And that's not so bad. That's not going to be terrible. This is a good mask to print. Fuck, dude. So I didn't have this issue the last time I printed this mask. And that was because I actually filled in the mouth. The mouth was filled in. But this can be easily fixed by just adding some supports. I forget. So there's going to be a problem. It's going through the mask. I think I kind of overdid this one. I need to readjust these. To be honest, they need to be more on the inside. Do I want them on the inside or do I want them on the outside? I think I want them on the inside. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you see how they come up and they won't build themselves where the, yeah, see, it's not doing anything. That was the issue I was talking about. how did I fix this? It won't add itself to where it hasn't been, or where the actual print is. Thinking. It should be able to like bend over into it. Bend over. Alright, so I remember where the settings at. I want to say it might be in support. Support placement everywhere. And then turn this back off. Alright, come back over here. And I should be able to actually, I think I want to do it on the inside, not the outside. Let's see if that worked. It's weird. These supports actually take the information from supports, if I remember correctly. So since I clicked build everywhere, but I still turn supports off, it should still edit this to build on the inside, yes. Just like that. I guess I can leave the outside piece. So the way the supports work, you see the distance in between it? That's kind of like how it works. Like it puts distance in between it, but it still like welds itself on because it's so close. It barely attaches itself. I don't. My top and bottom. My top or the the top supports. I have that calibrated really well. I don't know how well I have the bottom supports calibrated, but I should be fine because mainly it's coming up the side here. I'll do the same thing over here. Oh, what's going on here? Stop doing that. Okay. Now I probably could, just in case, move this kind of out. So it's not only building on the inside, it's also building on the outside, and either one might be able to save the print. Because if not, I'm going to have to do some welding tactics. Let's look at that. Because the last thing we want is this to fuck up. Once it builds this section, it'll be fine. But it needs to build that section first. Once it build, well actually no, it'll be fine. It'll be perfect when it finally connects to the top up here. No, it's still not out far enough. Know what I'm gonna do? Oh, next doesn't do anything. Delete that, click this, hit custom supports, increase this to 20. 20 by 20. So we're just gonna make it bigger. I don't want this to fuck up. And then I'm also gonna click higher on the mouth. Yeah. Yes. slice. Alright, so this is going to add how many more hours? So it was 10 hours before I knocked it down. Was it almost 11 hours? I didn't really see the remainder. It's 10 hours and then it was, how? Alright, so it's 11 hours and 43 minutes now. That's okay. 200 grams of plastic. And now you can see that it will build the supports all the way up. And even if this inside support fails, that outside support should be able to take hold and get that piece into place. That's going to be a bitch to kind of like get out of there, but it is what it is. Now I remember why I closed the mouth of the other one. See, the eyes are fine because the eyes are laying back. They also don't have a freaking piece of it just appear out of nowhere. All right, that should be good. So, same process. Save file to this. We'll just call this Horn Kitsuna. This is the G code being saved now. So I'm not going to have any file issues. Save this one last time. Close. And that should be that.